Hi there, my name is Bryony Rose Smith and I'd like to read you a story today. Today's story is called Saviour and it is by myself. I hope you enjoy. Let's begin. Dolores Vassar was hailed as a hero. She wasn't as flashy as others. She couldn't fly, throw fire or lift a bus. But thanks to her intervention, wars had been stopped. She stood with powerful people, mediating and explaining their words in ways that made more sense and calmed conflicts that should have consumed the world. Some were suspicious of her. I was one. Some thought she used mind control, that she forced those leaders to come to terms, and regardless of the outcome, she had stomped on their free will. There were all sorts of powers in this world. It was one of the most believable conspiracy theories out there. Was that why I snuck into the restaurant and poisoned her? No, I'm not that selfless. I'm not that interested in freeing the world from a new potential dictator. No, I want to be that dictator. When I kill someone, I gain the power of those I kill. It didn't have to be so personal as stabbing or choking them with my bare hands, as long as I was responsible for their death in some way. Poison was one of my favourites. Slow acting. Gives me plenty of time to get away. Dolores will go home with a stomachache, go to sleep, and never wake up again. All I would have to do is sit on my ass at home, watch TV, and wait. I breathed a satisfied sigh when I felt it wash over me. This was going to be so much fun. I frowned. I still couldn't quite tell what it was. Normally I gained some innate knowledge of the powers I gained, but nothing just yet. Shrugging, I turned off the TV, grabbed my coat and went for a walk. A power like this was something that affected others, so it may simply be that it wasn't quite settling because I was alone. With the night's dark blanket on the streets, it was quiet, the perfect time. I wandered to a park down the road. There was usually either a group of kids failing to hide drinks older siblings had bought them, or a stumbling drunk or something. I could test these powers on. Not tonight, though, it seemed. On the bench, the glow of a phone lighting up her sad face, a woman sat on a bench. I couldn't see her face, but I knew she was sad. I took a few more steps forward. God, she was so sad. He kicked her out. He brought another woman home and then kicked her out. How unfair is that? She knew she should have been angry, but all she felt was empty. He ripped a hole in her, and all she could do is want it to be filled again. Staring at the phone, waiting for him to call back, to say he was sorry, hell, just to ask for her back, anything. Oh God, no. I scrambled back, and that consuming sadness faded away. I stared wide-eyed. She was an empath. Dolores had been an empath, and a bloody sensitive one at that. I was still a good 10 meters away from that pathetic woman, and I could still feel everything she felt. Ugh. This is the literal worst power on the planet. I don't want to feel others' feelings. I want to subjugate them to my will so I didn't have to work for anything ever again. Was that too much to ask? Oh yeah, this is great. This is such a great idea. Ah! I tensed as a wave of joy came and went with a car that drove past. Fuck this. I ran home. I slammed the door and buried myself in my bed. It would be fine tomorrow, right? I'll just try find the off switch for this. The morning came and I woke up in tears. There was this oppressive sadness in the air. It wasn't all-consuming like when I was near that woman last night, But the atmosphere just felt grey. I tried to find the willpower to get out of bed. Felt like the world was sad. Was it sadness or loss? Fear? Ugh. Dolores must have been a therapist or something to make sense of all this. In the end, I didn't find the will to get out of bed. What was the point? I did, however, roll over enough to grab my phone, and there in the notifications, breaking news, Dolores Vassar found dead. The oppressive atmosphere wasn't because of that, right? I let out a loud groan as I reluctantly clicked on the article. It wasn't just Dolores, but it was caused by her. Countries she had mediated between were releasing statements that they would find who did this and punish them. The article predicted that there was a danger that regardless of whether someone was found, countries will want to point fingers. War may even break out due to this. Maybe I should have thought of that before taking her out. But then I thought I could just do what she did and mind control my way into the good books of everyone and stop wars and make people give me money and a house and everything I wanted. I sighed. The world is screwed. I am not saving it. And that was Saviour by myself, in which we do not get a saviour. That story is based off a Reddit writing prompt that was, if you kill someone you gain their powers and the person gets something so unexpected, and my first thought was horrific empathy. There are some other interesting stories in the response to that post, so I will put a link in the description. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to read more of my short stories, there are over 30 on Patreon right now. And if you enjoyed my writing and want to see what I'm like writing a whole book, I have 4 out so far in a superhero fantasy series. Links all in the description. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.